Are you inside? Where's the phone at?
In the little cup holder.
Ya, le faltaba una multa y esa era la multa donde aprobaron el güey. Tienen que tener 5. Oh.
I'm not sure.
I thought it was 5.
I'm not sure about which 4 I can.
So they'll have to go to city council anyway. Other than that, there's nothing. Yep.
All right.
See ya. See ya. So at least I gotta call her about something too.
And nothing about me.
Nothing bad. It's about that, Smeagol.
Oh, yeah, he's arrived.
Y'all ready?
He's arrived again or something.
No.
All right, it's 3:35, Thursday, February 5th. Calling to order the passenger vehicle for hire board. I'd like to welcome everyone. We'd like to remind everyone that the application of the Sunshine Law is in effect. We have the minutes from the January meeting for everyone to take a look at. And do we have a motion to approve the minutes from January's meeting? Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Second.
All right, so under new drivers permits and temporaries issued, we have 0. That's number, Transportation Inspector's Report. That's A under number 4. B, request for driver permit renewals, we have 2, one for Mercury Taxi and one for Chattanooga Taxi. Number 5, all fees and paperwork have been paid and completed. Yearly fees for the horse-drawn carriages were paid by one of the companies, Chattanooga Carriage Company. All their fees and paperwork are paid and complete. I don't have any old business, and I don't have any new business.
Do we have a motion to approve the permit renewals?
Make that motion.
The second? Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. All right, we have, guess we're waiting on an update from the, city council, the recommendation from this board to city council in regards to the 3% rate increase for taxi companies. We are also, on an update for the 3% rate increase for tow companies. And then, do we have an update on the Mercury Cab and Mercury Transportation situation, legal situation?
I've spoken with Chris Anderson regarding the, at least the towing. I can reach out to him about the taxi rate increase. and hopefully we can get those on the city council agenda soon. As far as the lawsuit, I looked up yesterday on the clerk's website, and they are still pending. There's a discovery motion still pending that keeps being continued, so I assume that case is still moving forward. I spoke with one of the attorneys after the last meeting, and was told the case is still moving forward, so at this point, it's my understanding that the case is still pending, and we don't have an outcome yet, and we can take action based on it.
So the case, it hasn't, this isn't a new case, this is the same one that we've been waiting on?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know the next court date?
I believe they have that motion is set to come up on Monday again, but I don't know if the trial date set or not.
Does anyone on the board have anything to add?
Do we need to make another motion to add the rate increase for the taxi and tow to the city council's agenda? Can we even add something to their agenda?
Well, no, I mean, we can't directly add things to their agenda of this board. The recommendation will go to Chris Anderson, who should be able to get that on the agenda for city council, hopefully in the near future.
Okay. I'd just make a motion to keep it on our agenda then, just so, doesn't get lost. Just want to make sure it gets pushed forward.
Do we have a second to that motion?
Second.
Did you hear the motion, Ms. Copeland? Okay, the motion was made and seconded to, keep making the recommendation for the increase for the taxi and tow companies until it's added up to the, city council's agenda. Motion to recommend, but it hasn't been added to.
I think what he's wanting is just to keep it on our agenda, so that way we can, just keep up with it.
To keep track, I understand, yeah. I think I agree, as long as it's in our face, then that way we can follow up with it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Do we have anyone, that has something for the board?
Jonathan Easter, Chattanooga Taxi. Really a question. It says, which I hadn't heard this. I knew the tow companies were going for that 3% rate increase year over year, or based on the, I guess it's the national inflation average for consumers. I think that's what they're basing that off of. Is that something that was discussed for the 3% increase, or is that just going off of by chance of what the tow companies were doing? Because we didn't ask for a 3% increase, or that's not what we were asking for. So I don't know, is it a 3% increase they're discussing? How did that come out?
I'm not sure why it says 3% on the agenda.
Okay.
I'd have to talk to Chris.
Well,
what his intentions are.
Right, and I think the reason why I asked that is because I think Shackelford could probably tell me the exact years, but I think about 2 or 3 years ago, they changed the ordinance to where for the tow trucks, they were supposed to get wasn't really necessarily a 3% fixed fee. I think it was fixed on the annual inflation rate for consumer, whatever, I can't, there you go. Consumer price index for the stenographer, in case you didn't hear that. But that was just for the tows, and that's year over year, so it's obviously, but I don't think that ever got changed or even discussed prior to my knowledge of doing a 3% increase. And I know that the tows, when they did yours, I believe that they actually summed up a few years on the original increase. So you got a substantial increase, and then it was going to go to the 3% every year over year. So I don't know if that 3% just got put there because of what they were dealing with tows and just kind of assumed it was the same thing. So that's, because what we're asking for is not a 3% increase is what I'm trying to get at. And maybe that might be good to get us back to the standard of the state. So Nashville charges those rates, Knoxville, Memphis, they're all basically within that same rate structure that I presented. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself. And I know that council meetings, to get anything on an agenda from whatever research, you either got to have a council member that supports the idea to put it on the agenda to discuss with everybody, or it has to come from like the legislator part, like Chris Anderson, where he can put stuff on the agenda via the mayor's office. Or I can go on Tuesday night, present my idea, and then at that point, they could take up something. So those are kind of for the basic person. I don't know about sitting members could, do that. I haven't experienced that during the taxi board meetings in my 12 years of doing it, where it's been discussed before to try to get something put on the agenda based on the rate increase stuff to discuss. And it was like a brick wall. So I don't know if, just to help you guys save some time and maybe know where to shoot instead of.
So, yeah, you're actually right, Mr. We are sending it to, Mr. Anderson, and then, with the full recommendation of the board. And then if you go there and they know that we also have the recommendation of the board, then it possibly will.
Right.
Add to it from, so now you're attacking it from two different.
Exactly. That's what I was. Well, that's what I wanted to make sure that we were on the same page about this 3% thing, that what I presented was not a 3% increase. It was mainly looking at the other markets in the state, and including Alabama and Georgia, and to kind of mimic or get close to the rest of the surrounding areas. The one on here is just the 3%. Yeah, 3% is what they've got on here. What I suggested wasn't involved in a percentage calculation. It was involved in a pricing of comparisons of the markets around us: Knoxville, Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, Atlanta, Knoxville, yeah. Just the major cities, and Memphis around us. All in the email and the PDF files that are on there. Kind of shows all the different cities. Anyway, just want to make sure we're on the same page so I don't go to the city council and say, well, this is what they're doing 3%. So just want to make sure. Gotcha. Thank you.
Public comment. Just public comment time. Mark Shackelford, Shackelford Towing and Recovery. So much of this hinges around Chris Anderson with these rate increases and things that are going on. Obviously, I was watching on YouTube as I was trying to commute here, and I guess the city attorney's office doesn't have any more information about where it lies. Was it submitted to council?
I would have to check with Mr. Anderson.
Well, let me ask you this. Can we get him here to a meeting at some point? He works in this building, I mean, he's not been here. Zoning typically is here for these type meetings for all things hinged around approvals, and they never can make it to our 3:30 meeting. That was a request that was made a long time ago, and city mayor's office had made a claim that they were going to try to come to all of our meetings. And if all these things come around him, won't you stay at home and bring him in here? That'd be great, because you don't give us any answers. We're playing kick the can down the road every time. You're wasting my time, this man's time, and everybody else is here when we can't get answers for things. If you come back with some decent information, we might have something to rely on for next month. Ours is once a month. Beer boards twice a month. They get more attention than we do. Would that be a good recommendation? maybe get Chris Anderson here to where he can make some comments and tell us where we're at. Or I mean, it's easier just what paint dry than to come down here and waste our time. Do you guys get our frustration? I mean, it's the same thing with beer or taxi as it is with records. And we're just, I mean,
We understand your frustration.
well, can we do something about it?
Hold on 1 second, let me finish. Do you understand ours though? We constantly make the recommendations and we don't get answers. So,
No.
we do our due diligence and we send it up and we give you the answers that we are given.
That's a great answer.
So, when we have them, we try to get them.
I like that. You're serving on a board for absolutely free, okay? And you're coming down here and wasting an hour or so of your time to come down here for us to keep giving the same recommendations, and you're not getting anything back. How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, I don't think it's a waste because I think we were able to get the 9% in October, increase 40, we got it up to city council finally.
And you know how long that took to fight?
I agree with you, but we didn't have a quorum either up until that time, and then, in December, we tried to be proactive and get you the 3%.
And it's February, brother.
I understand, but again, the board is doing what we're advising.
I had to come down here with a chafe tying in and tell y'all that I would be back down here at the end of December for a January 1, and now it's February the 5th. And we still don't have any answers, any better than what we had before. Does that make sense? I mean, could the city attorney's office request that Chris come to a meeting and be present?
I can,
Have we tried that?
I mean, I.
The answer is no, but go ahead.
Well, we've discussed him different times that he might attend. We did not discuss.
I mean, hell, I'd rather, if he can't come, let's just not have a board meeting, because nothing happens. We can come down here and raise Cain at city council, and we can get attention, you know? We can get attention with all the board members, and sometimes you got the mayor, sometimes you got the police chief, if not, you got his next in charge. You know, on Tuesday night, we gain more ground at city council than we do at the board that we're supposed to be here to represent our businesses in the city.
Yes, because the city council has the authority. This board does not. We are able to make recommendations.
I understand that. Mr. Anderson works for the mayor's office, and he's in charge of all 50-plus boards in this city. So if the next in charge probably the city attorney's office, let's try something different and ask for him and zoning to be here at this board meeting. They used to come to records, right? Zach Wiley used to come to the meetings, right? Probably still does. Was he here this morning? No? Would there be a reason he wouldn't be here? Or is that? Okay.
I don't handle this stuff.
I got you. But typically those guys are here. That's the point I'm trying to make. Is let's try to get them down here so they can answer some of the questions and get some of these balls across the goal line. Can we email them? Will you agree to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and ask them that, hey, the board, the industry, and all the board members want to see the mayor's office down here to answer questions that that you guys keep getting pelted with no answers. Is that good? Thank you.
Do we have any more public comments? Does anyone on the board have anything further? Do we have a motion to adjourn? I would like to make a motion to. We got a second. Meeting is adjourned.